Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed Kabir Hussain. In this section, I'm going to talk about research process. A typical research process has the following stages. Stage 1, selecting the research area. Stage 2, formulating research aims, objectives, research questions, or developing hypotheses. Stage 3, conducting the literature review. Stage 4, data collection. Stage 5, data analysis and interpretation. Stage 6, conclusions. If you noticed, stage 4 and stage 5, which is data collection and data analysis and interpretation, is linked to your methodology. Stage 1, selecting the research area. You are expected to state that you have selected the research area due to professional and personal interest in the area, and this statement must be true. The importance of this first stage in the research process is often underestimated by many students. If you find a research area and research problem that is genuinely interesting to you, it is for sure that the whole process of writing your dissertation will be much easier. Therefore, it is never too early to start thinking about the research area for your dissertation. Now, stage 2, formulating research aims, objectives, and research questions, or developing hypotheses. Once you have identified your research problem, you are required to formulate research aims and objectives. Research aims means what is your ultimate achievement. For example, you want to know why do students leave schools after completing their compulsory education. So knowing the reason for leaving schools after compulsory education is your aim. Once you have identified the aim of your research, you now need to think about the ways to achieve your research aim. So objective means the ways you will achieve your research aim. For example, you want to identify the constraints to post-compulsory education. So one of your objectives will be to identify the constraints to post-compulsory educations. Now stage 3, conducting the literature review. Literature review is usually the longest stage in the research process. Actually, literature review starts even before the formulation of research aims and objectives because you have to check if exactly the same research problem has been addressed before. Nevertheless, the main part of literature review is conducted after the formulation of research aims and objectives. You have to use a wide range of secondary data sources such as books, newspapers, magazines, journals, online articles, etc. Stage 4, data collection. After constructing the aims and objectives, you now need to select the data collection method. Data can be collected from primary and secondary sources. Primary data is the data that you collect for the first time for your research. Secondary data, on the other hand, is the data that have already been collected and readily available, such as government statistics, publications, other research papers. You, as a researcher, will determine whether you will collect the data from primary source or secondary source based on your research aim and objectives. Now come to stage 5, data analysis. After collecting the data, you now need to analyze your data because your data do not give any message without analyzing them. So data analysis is a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, suggesting conclusions, and supporting decision making. Data analysis helps in the interpretation of data and allow for decision makings. Section 6 or stage 6, conclusions. Conclusions relates to the level of achievement of research aims and objectives. In this final part of your dissertation or thesis, you will have to justify why you think that research aims and objectives have been achieved. Conclusions also need to cover research limitations and suggestions for future research. This is the end of research process. Thank you.